Well, welcome to our first ever podcast on our new Everton podcast, which is going to be called the True Blue Everton podcast. And alongside me, as always, my trusted colleague, Tony Grant. And Tony, this is a new venture for us. We've had the Added Time one, which was about different things and different clubs and different football leagues and all the rest of it. This is purely Everton. It's what we know, isn't it? I mean, how exciting is it to start talking just Everton?
Well, we've known each other for years, haven't we? Yeah. And Everton's always the topic of our conversations normally anyway. So I'm looking forward to it. Everton in a new stadium from the days of us out, kicking around at Goodison Park. Now we've got this fantastic stadium. So there's loads to talk about.
Yeah, and we're going to be coming to you pretty much weekly, before games, after games. We're going to have loads of guests, hopefully, and we've got a couple lined up already, which I think, people who you don't normally hear from. So we're looking forward to that. So one of the things that we're going to do, this is really just a preview of both the podcast to come and also the Leeds game on Monday. But we're just going to talk about the Leeds game now, Tony. And, on the back of a great result, Everton go into this now with a bit of confidence, don't they?
Yeah, Everton have been getting some decent results. Then we had a bit of a blip, but it coincided with a number of players missing, like important players as well.
It was a bad week, wasn't it? Those three home games where everybody thought, there's a chance here, and it went wrong, really.
Well, the FA Cup's always a killer, isn't it? To go out the way we went out. But your hands are tied a little bit. But to be fair to the players and to the staff, they bounced back with a really good, a big win at Aston Villa, who are flying. So we should be in good fettle. We've got a couple of important players coming back who've just done amazing. Hopefully they're fit. I'm sure they'll be involved somewhere. Whether they'll start the game, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to getting Ndiaye back on the pitch, personally.
Yeah. And Garner Gay as well.
Garner as well,
so important, those two players. But just before we leave the Aston Villa game, I don't think there was anybody, probably including ourselves, that we thought Everton would win that game. With the injuries they had, the suspensions, the AFCON players missing. Because you'll have been in sides when you've gone as the underdog and all of a sudden you've made this great performance. What are the what's the word I was looking for? What makes that happen in a team? What does it take?
Yeah, do you know, in all my time, Al, we had plenty of moments where you're expected to lose, or you think this is a tough game, and you pull something off the bag.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer that club's a huge club, and it carries something. I think the fan base pull you over.
Certainly did at Villa, didn't it?
They always do. Al. You go to Bournemouth on a Tuesday night, and there's thousands of Blues down there. In fact, I know a lot got locked out the last game. Yeah. They pull you over the line, and we've always had good players. Sometimes confidence is a killer, and it can knock the stuffing out of you. Yeah. But I think Everton tasted a bit of blood against Aston Villa, and they were getting after them, and.
Yeah, it wasn't a lucky win, was it? It was a proper win.
Are Aston Villa punching above the weight this year?
Maybe, yeah.
Are they really a team who you're watching go, they're a top 4 team?
I think even the manager thinks possibly that.
I don't think they are.
He's not convinced.
And I think Everton playing really well are not miles off these teams who are in the top 4. They're not miles off, Al.
Well, a big test will be on Monday against Leeds, because I think everybody had them written off to go back down. Myself included, I have to say, I didn't think they'd do as well as they have done. They started great against us, sadly, but they started a little bit slowly. There was a bit of doubt over Daniel Farke, and people were questioning him whether or not he's the right man to take them forward. And then all of a sudden, because of an old friend of ours, they've started winning games.
Well, I was in the same boat as you. I feared for Leeds, and I love Leeds. I think it's a great club. Yeah, I always have liked Leeds. I suppose they've made a shrewd signing and a brave signing start of the season in Dominic. Dominic is a player who's done it in the Premier League. Like a lot of these teams come up and they've got a player up front. The player up front might save you.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have got chances, haven't he? Players you've not heard of. Well, Dominic's sort of done it in the Prem.
Yeah.
And Dominic on his day, he's a good player. He's a good striker on his day. At Everton, I think he suffered injuries towards the end,
Yeah.
and it was a big gamble on, do we give him a 2 or 3 year deal? And in the end, we haven't. And he's gone to Leeds, and he's on fire at the moment, isn't he?
Well, they talk about hindsight, don't they? And it's a great thing, hindsight. But I don't think anyone would have been adverse to selling him when we did,
That's
or
what I'm
letting him
saying.
go, rather,
Yeah.
not selling him, letting him go at the end of his contract, letting him go. I don't think anyone really thought, yes, it's a good idea to sign him on. And maybe Dominic did, you know, and
Yeah.
in fairness to him. But, you know, I think even he has said that he needed that change of scenery, he needed just a fresh challenge. And I'm absolutely pleased for him. I won't be if he scores on Monday night, of course, but you know, we don't want that. But you know, I mean, coming back to your old club, did you come back to Everton with City and Burnley?
No,
You
I
didn't,
never.
no?
No, I never. Sadly, when I left Everton and went to City, we were a championship team. And then, to be fair, we did get promoted under Joe and went down.
Yeah.
We had 1 year in the Prem, and then when Kevin Keegan came in, I was only there for 4 or 5, 6 months, and then I went to Burnley and we stayed in the championship.
Sure.
So, yeah, no, sadly, it would have been lovely to come back, but
What sort of reception do you think he'll get?
listen, Dominic was signed for £1 million.
Yeah.
I think what you got to remember is it cost us nothing, absolutely nothing. And he's won us many points.
Yeah.
He had a great time, crucial points, especially the Crystal Palace one where we were there.
We danced together.
And it was a fantastic night. Sadly, it was just to stay up, but it had sadly been some of our highlights of the last 20, 30 years, whatever it had been. But I think he should get a good reception because he's never done anything to hurt the fans, has he? He's never
anything to hurt the club, to be fair.
correct.
Yeah.
So, you know, he give you everything he's got. He's a Sheffield boy, you know, and we got the best out of him. The kid's a good footballer. He's still doing it now. So I hope he gets a good reception. I'm sure he will. I just hope we can keep him at bay, you know, because he's their main threat now, isn't he, really?
Absolutely. How much of a miss will Jack Grealish be, do you think? Because we see the news now and it doesn't look great.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure we know exactly how long it's going to be, but it doesn't look great. Will he be a big miss?
I think good teams have good players and they all have different stuff, different capabilities and ingredients. Jack's a good footballer, so he is going to be a miss because he's a very, very good, talented footballer. Yeah. In the same way, Ndai's been a miss and Kieran has been fantastic this year. You know, so we've had some really big players who've all been missing now in the last, I don't know, it's been 4 or 5 weeks.
It has. It feels like longer.
Yeah, so if none of them are back, I'm hoping Ndai certainly plays. You know, even Tim, we've missed Tim for the last couple of games. He started playing well, Tim, didn't he?
Alcaraz has been out.
Yeah, so...
You know, there's a number, you know, players.
Yeah, and all these other teams who are doing so well, they haven't probably had the injuries to them that we've had. So it'd be nice if Ndai and Garner's back for Monday night. If Jack's going to be out, which it looks like Jack's going to be out. Yeah. And he's
what you do there, I mean, you know, obviously he's made that left side his own. I mean, what do you do? Because if Ndai comes back in, he's going to be on the right, isn't he? Do you maybe put O'Neill over, you know?
Well, I don't know, because Ndai can play anywhere. You know, there's no, he can play wherever.
But the right's his position, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
It's where he's excelled, I think.
Well, yeah.
But I get your point.
He can play anywhere, and then the young kids, Armstrong's come into the team, and you know, I'll tell you who's been outstanding now, and I really enjoy watching him as a centre midfielder. Is young James Garner. Yeah, you know, and I'm amazed he's just signed a new contract because I think he's just starting to find his way as being a man now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It feels like that, doesn't it? You see just the way he controls games and the way he controls it. He almost sort of, you know, he's got leadership qualities he has. In the last certainly this season.
And it can just happen like that, can't it? And I think he's always had the ability, which is why he was at Man United.
Of course, yeah,
you know?
they'll have seen that.
Yeah, and then he went on loan to the Notts Forest and done great there. Yeah. And he's shown real good glimpses, but I think in the last few weeks, he sort of grew up a little bit and he's become, as you just said, a leader. So he's been fantastic. Leeds are coming to us, aren't they? And they've had some great results. You know, they drew at Liverpool, didn't they? And they drew at Man U, and I think they won the last game, didn't they? So they're going to be full of 3,000 or 4,000 fans with them. They're going to be full of confidence. So it's going to be a tough game, but every game in the Premier League is a tough game, man. They're all tough. But I think if we can keep Dominic quiet,
yeah,
I'm fully expecting us to find something. If we haven't got the players back, you know, it might be a hard-fought result, but I think Everton will get the 3 points.
yeah. I'm edging on a 2-0 win, and I don't know whether I'm just being a little bit, blue tinted glasses there or not. But that's what I feel. I just feel Everton, with the players back, can do it. I mean, as far as the defence is concerned, Jared Branthwaite has now been training back.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Moyes is going to throw him in straight in. I think he'll probably bring him on as a sub maybe for a couple of weeks, and that's the way Moyes usually works. Would you mess with the back four on Monday at all? Would you keep it as it is because of the job they did against Villa?
Well, I think, looking through the season, I think Michael Keane started quite well.
Yeah.
But when the big fella's gone to the centre half and Michael's been out, he's done ever so well as well.
Jake,
and they just went to Aston Villa and got a clean sheet. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't mess with the defence.
No.
I just keep. I mean,
and Patterson didn't do anything wrong at all, did he?
No, leave him in. We've paid big money for him to be a right back.
Yeah.
Leave Jake centre back.
Yeah.
You got Michael's a good debutant to come on if need be, but leave Jake there. Jack's going to be a hindrance to us because of the creativity.
Yeah.
If we can get Ndiaye back, great. If we haven't got Ndiaye back, creativity wise, at least I think Barry has sort of claimed the number 9 now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like all season, it's sort of been is it is, or is it
they had a half each, didn't they?
He had a half.
Yeah.
I think now, and that gives you confidence when you become the main guy.
You can see him, Barry, almost growing on the pitch.
You can.
And whilst, I've said all season long, and we both said it, we need another striker.
Yeah.
And I felt that both of those strikers have had reasons why I think we need another striker. Beto, I just don't think it works for him. I just think whatever he tries to do, it doesn't work. And that can happen to some strikers. Barry, I think, just needs time to understand the game in this country, and he's a young lad, you've got to remember that, So, but to see him score that goal and just see how confident he was, I think that just helps.
And it was a great goal.
Oh, great finish, yeah.
And he is a young boy, and it took him a while to get his feet on the ground. I mean, Liverpool have bought Wirtz, and everyone's saying he's not got acclimatised to the Premier League yet. Yeah. And it just took maybe Barry a bit of time. And I still don't. He's still going to find it tough to the end of the season. Yeah. But at least I think in his head now, he thinks he's number one as a striker. And I think that goes a long way now. Yeah. So, he's just scored. Can he go and nick another one? Yeah. And then by the end of the season, nick a few more. Before the end of the season, he's actually had a good first season then.
Could get into double figures. I think he's on 4 now, isn't he?
So.
As far as Harrison Armstrong is concerned, I mean, he's come back. He's come in and he's slotted. I spoke to him earlier this week for Sky ahead of the game. And, he's so, what's the word? He's so much older than what he is, 19 in the head.
He feels experienced.
Yeah, and he talks well and he knows what he's doing. Do you think he stays, or do you think he goes back to Preston? Because it's a big question at the moment.
Yeah, I think he has to stay. I think that kid's going to get a lot of minutes to the end of the season. Yeah. Even when everyone's back, that kid's going to get minutes. Yeah. So whether the manager pulls him out of a game, that's fine, right? Because he's developing him in a different way. Yeah.
So there'll be games, do you think, that suit him and not suit him?
Possibly. And I think he's going to get better, isn't he? Yeah. Experience will get him better. Yeah. You just mentioned him as character. Yeah. Right. He looks like a cracking kid, doesn't he?
He is,
So he runs about and he puts himself out there, and everyone's wanting to do well. So I'm sure the kid's going to do well. And when everyone does come back, it makes our squad a bit better. That kid, he won't go back out on loan, so I'll give the exclusive now. He's not going back out on loan. He's staying here till the end of the season. He's staying here for good now, Al.
Have you told Moisey this?
I've told David this, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, this is the sort of preview, ahead of Monday night. Hopefully Everton get a victory. As I say, we're going to be here often, with these little updates, and also we'll be looking back on the Leeds game after Monday. But if you want to subscribe, as I say, the name is the True Blue Everton podcast. You'll get it on YouTube. We'll get it on Spotify as well and on Apple Podcasts, if that way you go. And we'll have a couple of guests coming up. I can tell you, I can exclusively reveal our first interview will be with the one and only Dave Thomas, the best out-and-out winger I ever saw play for Everton. That's coming up in the next day or so. So keep tuned for that one. And Tony, it's great to, we've just waffled on about Everton without any problem, isn't it? And you can do it, can't we? We've got all our shirts here. We've got one from Carsley. We've got one from yourself. Yeah. We'll
collector's items, demo.
Collector's items they are. And we'll be in different settings, as we go around. We'll try and move around, go maybe to the Hill Dickinson a couple of times and whatever. Well, please, as I say, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you after Monday. Here's to the toffees.